Hey, it's me, Bobbert, and today I'm reviewing a Hat in Time for the Xbox One. This game has been in development for years. At first, I wasn't too interested in the game. It looked like a regular 3D platformer trying to bring back the collectathon style, but after watching some trailers and YouTuber playing the beta, I was immediately sold on it. So does a Hat in Time does what Ukulele didn't? Let's find out. The story begins with our main protagonist, Hat Kid, returning home. Suddenly, the Mafia shows up and wrecks her ship. During that little incident, her hourglasses, which is her version of gasoline, flies out and spread all over the world. Now it's up to Hat Kid to find all the hourglasses while running into crazy characters. Some are friends, while others are enemies. Now the story is pretty basic, which is pretty common in 3D platformers, but the difference between a Hat in Time story and other 3D platformer story is that there are little stories in each hourglass you go to, almost like playing an episode of a TV show, which I think is a nice addition, and all the stories are pretty entertaining in my opinion. If you are familiar with 3D platformers, then this game would be easy to pick up for you. You have your basic double jump, dives, melee attack, wall jump, pretty much every move that you ever played in every 3D platformer. But the one thing that separates a Hat in Time compared to the other 3D platformers is the hat ability. Now in order to get a new hat, you must collect long bars all around the level, and once you get enough of them, you get a new hat with a special ability. Now most of these abilities are pretty useful. Some are very situational, while others can help you in battles or just simply traveling around the world faster. These are really nice additions and does make the player go out and explore the levels by looking for these long bars. The levels in this game are so amazing, with their own different theme, their own crazy characters, different stories. This game has some pretty good world building. Now the missions in this game are pretty similar to the one as in Super Mario 64, Banjo-Kazooie, and Super Mario Sunshine, where you select a mission and pretty much gotta complete it to get an hourglass. The only difference is that each world has a different structure. Like for example in Mafia Town, you pretty much select a mission and go into pretty much the same area with some slight differences here and there. While in the second world, the Hollywood world, you select a mission and sometimes you get transported into a different location. This does make the game less repetitive and more interesting, and I think it's a great idea from the developers Give for Breakfast. I will admit that most of this review is going to be positive because this game is so awesome, so let's get round to the few negatives I have, then we can go right back to the positives. My first negative is that the game is pretty short. There's only 40 collectibles, and well, the game costs like $30, so I think it balances out. I did get my money's worth. It's not like, oh, the game is too short and I felt I got ripped off, but it's more like, oh, the game is too short and I really want more of it because the game is so awesome. My second complaint is the jumping on the tight ropes. Now, Hat Kid's ability, gameplay, and controls, it handles fairly fine. Really no complaints, but this one ability in this one chapter I had a lot of trouble at, and that's the jumping on the tight ropes. She has the ability to land on it and walk around, and I didn't have any trouble with any of the other worlds, but in the final levels of chapter 2 I keep falling off it. I will admit it's probably my fault. I keep overshooting my jump, but I kept dying, from that. And my third complaint is the game's lighting is too dark. Again, at chapter 2, the one area near the end, the level seems to be pretty dark, and keep in mind I keep my TV at a bright setting, so I knew it wasn't my TV. But when I looked online and check out the PC version, it works pretty fine. So I'm assuming this is exclusive to to the console. This problem. So again, I hope there's an easy way to fix that. I checked the game option to see if I can adjust the brightness, but I couldn't find any. So again, just a little nitpick. Not really a big game breaker. Okay, back to the positives. I really like the music in this game. Now, normally I don't talk about music because I don't usually play music on my channel due to copyright, so I can't really show how awesome the music is. But I really do recommend you get up the soundtrack for this game. There's a lot of good pieces in there, and the main theme, is stuck to my head. I really love the music. Like I said before, the characters are pretty entertaining. There's also funny moments. It's like watching a Saturday morning cartoon show. And even Hat Kid is pretty entertaining for being a silent protagonist. I do think that Hat Kid is the best silent protagonist, who has a lot of character despite not saying much. Like I said earlier ago, the gameplay is pretty solid. You're in full control of your character, and she controls very nice. I feel like you can do any mission, with any way you want to with her abilities. There's really no complaint with her, gameplay. Despite the fact that I did complain about one aspect, but again, that's most likely my fault than the games itself. And the boss battles. Man, the boss battles are the best thing about this game. Now, in most 3D platformers, boss battles are pretty simple. Beat the enemies 3 times, and each time you get a hit, it does the same thing, but add a little different. But in A Hat in Time, the boss battles, add different attacks rather than doing the same thing over and over again. I mean, sure that they're gonna repeat attacks time to time, but they always add something different and something difficult as well. They're definitely the best part about this game. A Hat in Time took years to make for Gears for Breakfast, and I think the hard work really shows and pays off. This is an incredible game, and I recommend everybody to get a copy of it, whether it's on the PC, the PlayStation 4, or the Xbox One. I think it's strange there's no Nintendo Switch version, but I understand why. Gears for Breakfast is, well, A small development company, and B, this game runs on Unreal Engine 3, which the Nintendo Switch can't handle for some reason. It can do Unreal Engine 4, but not 3. I'm not familiar with video game specs, but I thought, if it can do 4, it can do 3, but apparently I'm wrong on that one. But hopefully in the near future, this game comes to the Nintendo Switch, so I can just take this game everywhere I go. Or at the very least, if they're going to make a sequel, it comes out on the Nintendo Switch. But anyway, this game is pretty awesome. I recommend getting it. This is me, Bobbert, and I catch you guys later.